Good Thursday morning, Toronto. Nathan Phillips Square. Lovely shot here. Tammie Sutherland, Devo Brown Sitzik here with you. All right, you've seen the clip a couple times this morning. Tammie's run it. I want to let this breathe a bit more here. Doug Ford yesterday in Brampton. That was a fascinating media availability yesterday in Brampton. He talked about the super mayor powers, and he doesn't think he's trampling on democracy. That's one thing he said. Some people disagree. But the other thing that came out of this was the Build Homes Better, Faster, Super Faster plan, whatever they're calling the bill, in Ontario to push through 1.5 million homes over the next 10 years. Now, the thing is, for developers, levies are basically being rolled back here. And so whatever money municipalities were going to make on that, it's going to go to the taxpayer. And certain mayors, like Bonnie Crombie of Mississauga, do not like this and are pushing back. Again, this is what Doug Ford had to say yesterday about the mayor of one of the bigger cities, not just in the province, but the country.
Folks, I have to tell you, there's 300,000 people coming here every single year. And I know we have a few mayors that, don't want to play in the sandbox, and one being Mayor Crombie, and I don't know what her issue is. I'm asking for a partnership with Mayor Crombie, Mayor Tory, all the other mayors. If we sit back and think some magical thing's going to happen, or you think when people come here we're going to start living in mud huts, it's not going to happen under our government. We want to work collaboratively, cooperatively with you, but we need to get on board and start moving forward and stop the whining and complaining that I hear day in and day out. Anyways, folks, all the very best. We're going to continue building transit. We're going to continue building homes. Thank you. God bless.
Get on board and stop the whining. Now, again, that's about Mayor Crombie, and the Premier's office could argue that's about a lot of mayors in the province. They can make the argument. But this comes a couple of weeks after he made a comment that Ontario's Auditor General should, quote, stay in her lane, after some numbers came out about the province not spending as much money as we think. And I go back to last year, Andrea Horwath, when she was leader of the official opposition, the comment Doug Ford made saying she sounds like nails down a chalkboard. Now, if you guys want to stay on the actual issue of building homes faster, we can. I'm also detecting a pattern with this Premier. And there are certain times when he speaks about women, I get a little uncomfortable. Because there are comments out here that, I'm going to say this plainly, I don't think he makes if he's talking about a man. Now, it's my opinion. It's not Tammie's, it's not Steve-O. This is me. I'm throwing this out there. I now have numerous examples where I think the tone would be very different if he was talking about a guy other than a woman in politics, either opposition or a mayor. Tammie Sutherland, take it wherever you want to take it.
I just thought it was interesting that Mayor Crombie was singled out in the news conference yesterday, just because it is not, by far, not just Mayor Crombie who is against and very worried about the development fees or the lack thereof for the municipalities. I know that Mayor Tory has also said that there is concern that Toronto won't be getting that money back as they typically would. So, and Toronto is the biggest city in the province, right? We know that the municipality of Ottawa has also, their council has gone against the strong mayor plan, and they weren't singled out yesterday as well. They've officially gone, just like Toronto councillors have got together with this letter saying that they are not for the strong mayor bill at all. Ottawa's council has done the same, and so it's just interesting that Mayor Bonnie Crombie was singled out in this particular case, especially when Mississauga has done a pretty good job of balancing their budget and keeping, over the years, taxes pretty low.
Go ahead, you.
Agreed with all of that. Like singling out one or two people out of a whole group, you have an issue with them outside of what that day was yesterday. But the mud huts? Like, come on, man. That's when you're saying stuff that is just so exaggerated. Yes, you think the mayor of Mississauga thinks that new people to this country or other citizens are going to live in mud huts. Like, be realistic with your conversation. Don't go exaggerating things and throwing things out. That's what my issue is with it. Like, just your whole way of speaking about your peers is disrespectful. If you want to work together, you want them to stop whining or complaining, then respect them and speak to them like they're your peer.
Agreed. And as a resident of Mississauga, I appreciate that my mayor is fighting back and asking the question, where's the other revenue going to come from? Thank you, Mayor Crombie. I appreciate that. To be continued.